Pegasus Games has been Madison's official gaming store for over 30 years. At Pegasus, we specialize in games you play face-to-face with real people. For hardcore role players and weekend generals, we have the area's widest selection of card games, board games, RPGs, and miniatures. Everything from Pokemon, Magic, and D&D to chess, cribbage, and backgammon. Check our website's daily game schedule to see how you can connect with other local gamers. Pegasus, for games you never outgrow.
Hey, and welcome to the Crippled System video podcast.
Oh, they're already playing.
They're already playing. So you can see, I'm Andy.
Yeah, there you are. I can see you on the screen.
Yeah, and you're Nathan.
I'm also on the screen, unfortunately. I can
Yep.
lean to my left, not be on the screen, but then I'm in his butt.
So we have Brian Giese and Brian Lundin playing. And I'm going to turn our webcam off.
Can you turn them up a little bit so I can hear them more? Or no?
Turn them up? Sure.
Because then we can hear what they're doing. Oh, they hadn't begun. That was just their shit in the middle of the table before deployment.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just in the process of going through setup. So we should probably talk about the list that they have. So Brian's setting up. He's got Lich Lord Asphyxious.
They're both named Brian.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we're talking about Right Brian, which is over to the right there. So he's got Lich Lord Asphyxious with 2 Deathrippers, Bane Lord Tartarus, Pistol Wraith, Darragh Wrathe, Bane Knights full, Bane Thralls full, with the Officer and Standard. Bile Thralls, looks like minimum. Withershadow Combined, Satyxis Blood Witches, and the Hag. Alright, so Brian Lundin's army. He's got Grand Scrutator Severius, a Hierophant, Repenter, Redeemer, Revenger, Vanquisher, Vassal Menoth, Rack, Covenant of Menoth, Eris 2, Choir of Menoth, Lady Iana and Holt, Cleansers, minimum or maximum, and a Sunburst crew. So, looks like it got a lot of shooting there versus a lot of stealth and ghostly shit.
Repenter's the spray bot.
Repenters are spray bots, yep.
Redeemer's the rate of fire 3 missile bot. So what the fuck's a Revenger?
Revenger is the Arc Node.
Oh, right. I'm so used to playing pigs, I'm confused why his artillery isn't advanced deploying.
So we should note that this is not a poop or potatoes list. This is just 2 standard games. We have a format change that we're going to do with our poop or potatoes. After recording the audio for the battle report, we found out that as they're discussing the list, there's really no video at the time because they're talking about the game and when they're playing the game.
Yeah.
But after they're done, we're going to review the lists, but there's no video.
Sure.
So we're going to start recording the actual people when they do the video then too, when they record the audio.
Oh, sure.
So kind of going into like a little mini podcast at that point.
Yeah, makes
after
sense.
the battle report.
That works for me. This is Sevi 1, right?
Sevi 1, yep.
I like the Sunburst crew with Sevi 1. I know John Service, whatever, here, he runs double Sunburst crew with Sevi 1 sometimes, and it scares the shit out of me.
Oh, the Sunburst? Yeah.
The Sunburst crew is scary as hell, and with the Eye of Menoth, it's really legit.
Yep. All right.
Hey, and Travis and John are watching us.
Yep. far as I know, we haven't done anything to the audio, so hopefully that will be still good.
Yay! Matt John can hear us again. I blame his hotel audio.
Or it could have been an advertisement.
The issue with moving the camera closer is that then we don't get the entire battlefield.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure exactly how we can resolve that, in all honesty.
Yeah. So we're trying to get them to actually mention when they move their models, what their models are. So if we'll try to describe them as they're moving forward. We'll be looking into seeing about different cameras as well.
Yeah, and also these are 2 unpainted lists, so they're just a big mass of black.
No,
Or Brian's is painted. They're just
painted.
really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really tell what anything is. I can tell the Sunburst crew.
Yep. So Brian's running his Deathripper up there. Ah, the audio quality is just really horrible on that.
Yeah, well, it's going to have a lot of interference. And those are his Satyxis, I believe.
Those would be the Blood Witches.
Alright, so he'll be dead.
Bane Knights.
I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's actually hard to tell as well.
Yeah, it is really hard to tell. They might be Bane Knights. I don't know. That is an issue. Yeah, I don't... It's just so difficult to choose between having the camera be closer and losing part of the battlefield.
Is it on hit? Well, it doesn't matter. No, top 10 he would survive if I get the speed benders.
Oh, can you remotely zoom the camera?
Okay, so he will survive. He will be dead. He's the unit leader, so
Yeah, it could, but it.
Hey, so those are Bane Knights.
I wish I could actually change to. Oh, I can.
Oh, so there you go. You can scroll and zoom and everything. Yeah, so those are the Bane Thralls are down on the bottom of the screen up on the hill. The Bane Knights are on the top of the screen. Yeah, the Bane Knights are behind the forest, which makes sense because they're ghostly. So if one of them dies, they can vengeance up into the forest and then charge out of it.
So, Gatsby's casting Hellbound, it looks like here.
Shocking. I wonder if he's going to upkeep it the entire game using the Withershadow combine. Spoiler, he will.
Nope, so he's choosing not to cast Hellbound. Interesting, so I guess I can mess with the camera. That's kind of cool.
That's good, because you can zoom in and show what stuff was. At least now we can keep track of the fact that the Bane Knights are up top, the Bane Thralls are on the hill,
Yep.
the Deathrippers are in the middle.
F14, so Wrath is 6 on him. 8 to hit.
So it's kind of cool. I just never decided to try messing with the camera, but
You don't need a different
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's already boosted.
Yeah, so Bile Thralls and Blood Witches are just staying up there behind Gatsby. I mean, having the Bile Thralls right there for Easy Excarnate, obviously.
yep.
And a little Death Ride action, because why not?
Brian's head is forcing the camera to go out of focus. And then
Well, we can all enjoy the back of his head. No bald spot. Brian
bald.
still has a nice full head of hair.
Yep.
Gray though it may be. Wow, what a beautiful scenario zone marker.
Yes. Oh, that is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is, I guess we can discuss a little bit how they're playing. This is kind of a no surprises Gatsby 2 list.
Yeah, it's...
The Blood Witches, the main thing the Blood Witches do, they don't, I think the Blood Witches are there pretty much just for the hag to guarantee that Tough doesn't fuck up an important Excarnate to make a Bile Thrall.
Correct. Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason why I normally see them in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're their little spray that they do after they kill something is kind of cool. But
He'll use them for other abilities, but
Yeah.
the reason he brought them is to make sure Tough doesn't ruin an Excarnate.
Yep. All right, I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out. I'm excited that my ability to remotely monitor or change the camera angle.
Well, you can zoom in on Brian's army so we can see what his stuff is and keep track. So those are those the,
So he's
those
moving up
spray
the
guys?
cleansers.
The cleansers. I don't see cleansers very often.
Oh, they're so good.
I mean, they're a spray unit, and sprays are good.
Definitely against Cryx.
Yeah.
Apparently not. That's my turn. He's a 4? Alright, I get my focus back. I get my focus back that I can
Now,
again. That focus falls off.
my obvious concern right here
Upkeep both my spells.
is there any way he has of protecting them from magic?
Probably not.
So they're all dead?
They are something that could be excarnated pretty easily.
Now, interestingly enough, he's got all those light jacks, like the spray jacks and everything, so even if the cleansers get excarnated and wiped out, it doesn't cripple him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, Travis, we are in 100% agreement on that.
Which is...
The cleansers are not currently on the board.
Oh, no.
They
No.
are. A
They're in
walking.
spirit.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I don't know if left Brian is entirely aware of exactly how brutal excarnated Bile Thralls are. I don't know. He might not be expecting to lose that entire unit.
There we go. Now we got better sound coming from the microphone.
Okay.
All right.
No, I'm good. Alright, I'll activate Ion and hold.
You can pick up on Jeremy over in our next game.
Can we?
Sorry, I'll try to keep it down for you guys. Alright, Iona will go
Trying to figure out what jacks those are in the middle. Can we zoom in one more time?
10.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm moving around, but he's in range 10.
Just so we can get a view of this group here. So it looks like, are those...
Now he's on. Alright.
So Anon hold it down on the bottom.
Go ahead and and he's in range all day. Rat 6.
Where are his 4 white jacks? I see 3 right there. Where's the 4th one?
Okay, so I'll hit for 6. I'll be a PAL 14 then effectively, so off 4. He'll take 6 to the 1.
Because there's the book, there's the sunburst. Oh, right there in the middle.
Yep.
Yep. So we got the 2 spray bots right there behind the linear obstacle.
Shot 60 hit.
That large black-based one is probably the arc node, because that's the Redeemer right there in front of Sevi,
Yep.
next to the sunburst crew.
I just like to articulate correctly because there's a couple of points where it's not minus 2 armor.
Right.
No, so
Oh no,
let's-
that's the arc node.
It came up when I was playing Old Lich and somebody wanted to advance it
the Revenger. Yep.
Yep. Revenger's down there by the rough terrain. Both of the Repenters are by the linear obstacle up top. Redeemer's in the middle, and the heavy's up there by the linear obstacle also.
Banshee will activate. He'll go 2 inches. He'll go 3rd inch.
What the hell? You play Menoth way more than I ever have, in as much as I literally never have. What
Yes.
are your thoughts on this Sevi list?
Well, Sevi, it works. He works well with cleansers and all the other things because he's got Eye of Menoth.
I have Menoth on a spray maximizes the number of dice rolls it's affecting.
Correct. And I personally love cleansers, but I know a lot of people never really play with them. I love their AoE that they can do. So that could drop down. That can cause issues for not really for line of sight, but people moving through it.
Normal damage roll.
Right.
Will take a power 12 damage roll.
And then it's PAL 14.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's exactly what he did, is just cast Eye of Menoth. I probably would never go with the Revenger. He's 7 points. I believe the Blessing of Vengeance is only 1 more point. and he's infinitely a much better Jack in general.
Because he's Sevi's Jack too, right?
He's Sevi's Jack.
Yeah.
He adds power to the damage.
Oh yeah, if you
that
arc
goes
through him, the spell's
Yep.
more damaging. Yeah,
Yep.
that seems worth a point.
Yeah.
Especially since he's running max choir. Now he does have a lot of jacks, but only 4 of them are combat jacks. So if he goes down to a min choir, that 1 extra point is easily freed up.
Correct.
5, so he's going to shoot at him. 3 dice drop the low on Ret 5. So 7 to hit, and 8 will hit. Pound 14, 3 dice drop the low, so on 2.
Going to make a quick adjustment on the table, so I'll be right back.
All right, you have fun with that. Let's see if I can break things while you're gone.
Oh shit, I forgot something important, but that's alright.
I will touch nothing.
That's good. I like getting rid of his gun.
All right, Redeemer walking up, gonna shoot at some stuff.
She will sit on her focus because I actually messed up my order of activation.
I'm gonna call from my mom. I'm gonna ignore that.
How many years were actually?
I'm ignoring a call from my mom because I'm a terrible son.
Halberdiers will activate. They are going to get a run charge order. So it's going to be important with this file. The team is not in it, so we'll have to go around it.
Right.
Those 3 are in it, and that's the important thing to know.
Yeah, don't enter or in there.
So he's going to actually. So he'll be going around it. So he won't get charged. Okay. They will get charged. He won't, obviously. So he's going to charge. Staying from our. There.
All right. Where
So I
was
should
before
probably
was
bring
a
up
terrible
War
son?
Room here.
He has to charge.
Yeah.
I have difficult to hear them. Maybe next time we'll have to set it up so they're in the back room.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I mean, yeah.
This guy who was in the bubble. Actually, first
I have Menoth on delivers. I mean, I have Menoth is just an amazing ability anyway, so
Yeah.
you could have that on anything in the game.
this guy does.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Turns out increasing your important stats by 1 are really good. But yeah, the deliverers could just be lobbing AoEs into that whole army right now.
yeah.
And then this guy doesn't have Pathfinder. So
Yeah,
So thinking of this in the future, you could load up one army's war room. I could load up the other army's war room.
Hill, I guess,
what a concept.
Yep.
run those.
If we planned ahead like decent human beings, that's what we would have done.
Yep. We should mention like minutes before the podcast started that you were looking for a new headset.
My headset may or may not have been crushed under random things in my car.
So I have one
I'm
non-charge.
not a smart man.
The non-charge is POW 12, the others are POW 14.
Yeah. How the fuck is Jeremy's voice carrying over?
Because
I
Jeremy can be heard from
I can
space.
hear Jeremy's voice.
So he's Matt 8, so 4 to hit.
But that's all right. So we'll have 2 games that we're broadcasting. We'll have this one, and then we'll talk about Jeremy and Andrew's Haley 2 versus Assyria game here.
Yeah.
3 damage to the 2.
All right. Yep. So just a whole bunch of moving up, getting his upkeep spells out. Random lob shot with the Redeemer, but it deviated backwards.
3 dice off 6.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's something we should have us being able to hear each other too, because I can barely hear you either.
Well, I'm not saying anything very interesting.
So, there we go. There's one snack off 14. So
All right. Yeah. Oh, there's a little
what
ripper
that
up there.
Arcanite's gonna do.
Oh.
4 to hit.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to do the charge. He can just walk up.
This guy. 4 to hit. Hit. Off 6.
God. Excarnated Bile Thralls. Ugh. Have I mentioned recently that the created Bile Thralls shouldn't get an action?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's definitely. I agree with that. That's something we've always talked about in our area. I don't know why it's not. There you go, autofocus.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's just not focusing when I'm zooming in.
Oh well.
That's fine. At least get the general gist.
Oh, those Bane Knights coming up. Gonna put a puppet strings on him just so he doesn't snake eyes his Excarnate.
Yep.
Nothing's more annoying than that 1 in 36 miss.
Alright,
Here, I can mess with everything. It just... Whoa!
Whoa, mirror image. Yeah. Oh my god, shocking turn of events and X-Carnate's being classed. News that surprises nobody. I hope it's not even surprising left Brian. If it's surprising him, I feel bad.
He didn't ask what does that do. What does that do?
Oh, he's even putting out De Mortis first because he was able to just advance.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's going to be a thing.
It's going to be a lot of focus.
Yeah. And I think I'd have to double-check Sevi's feat. I don't believe... Because his feat prevents you from replenishing focus, but then your souls would still convert, so...
Correct.
He can't prevent them from turning into focus.
Correct.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Did you hear the question?
Yeah.
Our viewers can't hear the question, but he died, and then the question was asked, and what does X-Carnate do? So, yeah.
Oh.
There's certain questions you feel bad hearing. When somebody pops their feet and you hear their opponent say, and what does your feet do? Stuff like that. But what does X-Carnate do after it just got cast? It's a very depressing thing to hear.
Yep.
Deleted link. What links are Travis trying to put out there?
I'm not sure.
Travis, are you trying to link porn?
I could check our settings too. It's quite possible we might not allowing links.
Well, except Zetsubera, whoever that is, says they can see the link. So at this point, it becomes the interesting thing to see. It's all about recovery. Because, obviously he's about to lose this whole unit. Oh, he teleported back behind the forest and put a cloud up to completely block line of sight to himself.
Yes.
He's going to attack him, no gang, so just a 6, needing a 9. This second attack, needing a 9.
Oh.
Charge attack on her, at 8.
So 5 souls for Gatsby. Yeah. A little mistake from Cryx Brian is that he could have X-Carnated one of these guys up top by the water who survived, because they were out of Purge range, and also they were out of the De Mortis range.
Yep.
So the guy he X-Carnated, he didn't get a soul for him. I don't believe. I'd have to double-check the timing. No, because he's RFP, I think, before the soul happens.
Yeah, I believe so too.
He didn't get a soul for that. So he cost himself a soul and a dead cleanser.
This guy's going to go 3.
Well, he killed 7 of them, which is, good for him. He got 5 souls, but killing 8 and getting 6 souls is better.
Yep. Yeah, I've always agreed, though, that the Bile Thrall Purge, it's a big thing, but
yeah,
it's generally only used, it's obviously the big thing between 2 casters in the game.
And it's not a big deal with Scavris because he doesn't have teleport, so he can't do it with impunity. Like, Gatsby 2 can go up there to make the Bile Thrall and still be safe.
And so
if Scavris goes up there to make the Bile Thrall, he could die.
He could die, but he could TK himself backwards a little bit.
2 inches.
And he can also TK that Bile Thrall forward even more.
Right.
So he's got a nastier threat for it.
He has a longer threat range, but it's a riskier maneuver.
Correct.
Which at least, there's some give and take to that. The Gatsby, look where Brian is right now. He's completely no line of sight because he's behind that forest with the cloud blocking the rest of the line of sight.
Yeah.
He's got the rough terrain around him. It's such a brutal combo of survivability is the problem.
Okay.
But yeah, if X-Carnate didn't allow the action, it wouldn't be nearly as brutal.
No, yeah, I agree, and that's the kind of the buffs or the
You can even reduce it to like a 2-coster if they didn't get an action that same turn.
Correct.
You know.
But I mean, that was like when we were talking about like all the nerfs that Gatsby was getting, like not being able to bring back large base models
Right.
or things like that. We always thought that Xcarnate was the key for him.
Yeah.
Even Keith will agree that it was it was
Yeah.
Xcarnate that needed nerfing on him.
Although, I mean, the nerfs are non-negligible, but they aren't the big thing. I mean, Soul Hunters were insane with him
Yeah.
because they retained their light cavalry rule. They were able to move out of the way of the next charging Soul Hunter,
Yeah.
which was disgusting. Also, they had they have multiple attacks.
Yep.
And then not being able to bring back Tartarus or Slaughterborn is obviously a big deal. But yeah, the frickin' Xcarnate Bile Thralls.
He's down to an effect. I'm up to an
I mean, it's obvious at the time that they made the large base that they knew that there was going to be Bane Cav at the
Right,
time.
yes.
11 to the 4.
Yeah.
But I agree, no characters and no Cav is fine. Then just make Xcarnate that.
Yeah.
I'll even concede and say that Thor should have a concession that he can't affect huge bases.
Oh, aren't you magnanimous?
I've always
Again,
thought.
as a
thought that.
Convergence player, I'm just super happy that 98% of my lists, I'm immune to Xcarnate.
True. True.
Well, I mean, he can kill a guy with it, but he gets no benefit, and that makes me super happy. It's nice that things like Xcarnate or the Carnivore ability on Morvana 2, it's just so nice not being living or undead.
Yeah. It's
Slag
nice.
Trolls hurt, though.
For some odd reason, for the longest time, I always thought they had sprays, but they only just have a single shot.
Slag Trolls?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Rate of Fire 2,
Yeah.
and when you have construct casters, it's really painful when those things roll up on you. Like that friggin' elemental theme force that Calandra has just bones the hell out of so many convergence casters.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of Sigar stuff. Depth 15 arm 11.
They'll shoot that same guy. He's the 9 again.
Nice shot of us appearing in the corner there.
I like that Protectorate Brian is now asking how he can avoid having the Bile Thrall Purge happen to him again. Once bitten, twice shy. At
Yeah.
least he learned.
It's a
You never
It's a
forget
horrible
your first
thing.
Xcarnate Purge.
yeah. It's a horrible thing when you learn it the first time,
Yeah.
and then you're, whoa, what can I do?
He's dead, yep. And then the officer.
But again, I don't believe are cleansers fearless, or did we miss a command check?
They made their command check.
They made it. Okay.
Yep. Or they might be running. I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust where we actually do the recording for these games too, because it's very hard to hear them.
Well, it's a noisy room, but we're close. Oh, hey, look at that! They just did their command check. They must have forgot 4. But I believe I just heard him say that they passed. So, I mean, that's the thing is that was brutally painful, but he's still got a crap ton of sprays.
He has no defensive benefits, so it is done.
No focus on the jacks, it looks like.
Yep.
Oh no, he's got some on the Redeemer. Not on the spray bots, but on the Redeemer he's got some.
This goes away, right? That is nasty. I don't like that at all, by the way.
She will not bother to update Arcane Shield.
Seems valid.
She will give 2.
And with Iamenoth, the way that those Bane Knights are lined up, those 3 surviving guys could really do a lot of damage.
Yep. Still has the leader over there, so he can actually do some AoEs with the cleansers. Looks like he's going to do a spray onto the little jack up there.
Yep. Spray bot on that Deathripper.
Steel defense 15.
Yeah.
You can probably have at least a rat 8.
Yeah, are they 5 by default?
5 by default.
Yeah, then he's an 8.
Yep.
Because he did his choir first, so we got Iamenoth up, so he only needs a 7. And here we go.
Just needs a 7 to hit.
And he clipped one of the Banes behind it as well, so bonus.
Yeah.
Everybody is armed.
They're down to arm 16 because they're not shielded.
That's it. Yeah, well, better kill as many as you can now. If he asks, what does vengeance do, I'm leaving.
we're signing off. I hope he doesn't, because he's played against other folks that have vengeance, at least. Oh, there's a Rick right behind us. And then he realized he was on camera.
It's like the Ring.
Hey, we have. If you come into the picture here, we have all the Madison PGs in one picture.
That's not true.
Yeah, well, because Brian's up there on top, and then the three of us are down there.
Yeah.
What is their defense being all?
What?
Paul's not here.
What? Well, okay. I guess Paul doesn't count because he's not here. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. He was originally a Springfield PG, though.
Oh, I really hope those cleansers kill at least 6 Bane Knights.
It looks like he can get a couple lines in there, but
He can get some good lines. Like he should be able to kill at least 6 of them. Mathematically, he might even be able to get 7 or more, but we'll see. We will see. He needs to kill as many of those things as possible.
I don't think I'll turn on follow him.
Follow my face? You don't want to follow faces. You excited by your ability to move around the camera?
Yep.
Where would you like him to go? Speed 6. No Pathfinder. I figured. No, I don't think so.
All right. So he's shooting at him.
Was
Nice
that the other
Vanquisher.
Deathripper? I think that's the other Deathripper. I can't see under the blast template now, but...
I think that's the other Deathripper.
Oh no, the Deathripper's up there by the cloud.
So it's drifted to an inch. So a couple
I think
vials.
I think it was a random Bane Thrall.
Or no, that's a medium base. That's probably.
Is it Tartarus?
I think that's Tartarus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mine said. Yep. So that's Tartarus. So it drifted, equipped Tartarus, 2 Bile Thralls, and the Arc Node.
Yep. A lot of good fire for all of them.
The Bile Thralls will probably just die to blast. They have like armor 11 or something ridiculous
Yeah.
like that.
3 guys left in the unit? I know
They're only armor 12, I think.
Like defense 11, armor 12 or something
Yeah.
like that.
I'm going to turn us off.
Yeah, a little blast damage on a chicken. That never hurts. A little fire on a chicken also never hurts. Dice -2 fire damage on Jax is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, generally. I mean, that fire damage could easily take out the Arc Node on it.
If you're lucky.
And hopefully Tartarus will die in a fire. Because I think that's what generally most people want him to do.
Yes. I don't believe he can mathematically be one-shot by a fire roll, but...
So, I've actually got a little picture as well. It's a 3-incher, right? Yep. Gets him. Gets him. Gets him. Does not get him, so he's safe. And these 2 are safe. Alright. Does it hit everybody under equally, or is it a normal blast? It might be a normal blast.
Fired another AoE over at the... I guess that's... Oh, that's the Starburst.
The Sunburst, and it was about a half-inch short of that Bile Thrall.
Oh.
And it's going to land on top of the chicken. Or maybe not. Just went too far.
So then down to 7s. If it's a 13, it's down to 7s. He's got boxes. So off 4 and then boxes.
Yeah, so it looks like it gets the guy in the zone.
Alright.
Random Bane Thrall. Suck on that, Bane Thrall.
I'll have to kill him. He's super dead. And then 5 to kill the last one. Primary target and 2 others. Nearly as well as I have.
I
What?
just realized our episode is not episode 110.
Change the broadcast title. It's the 8th today. Yeah.
When I destroy your objective, if I destroy
You get a point.
Is it Ashes to Ashes that Sevi has?
Don't know.
I'm gonna check what offensive spells Sevi has.
Ashes to Ashes and Cleansing Fire, I think.
Okay.
But
I just noticed Travis yelled at me on my phone because I called Puppet Master Puppet Strings.
yeah, that's what it is. Puppet strings.
It's the Pinocchio spell. Just tell them that.
Yeah. Pinocchio.
That's where you Warcaster can become a boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a real boy.
If you tell lies, as a control area grows.
Oh,
Yeah, because all three cleansers and both repenters are up on the top of the board, which means that he doesn't have a lot of attacks to go into the Bane Thralls.
correct.
So really, Ashes to Ashes and Holt is all he has down there.
And Holt has to get really close too, because they're all stealthy.
And then he dies.
Yeah.
So
And the gun, I believe, is in no system. Yeah, the gun's not in the
Seven. Oh, the Redeemer is shooting at Biles and missing.
So I don't think every one of these should be done voiced by you and I, because, well, I want to actually play games down here sometimes.
Right? That might be fun. Hey, look at all those Bile Thralls dying.
That's pretty good.
Brian's recovered. He's killed like 5 Bile Thralls this turn.
Too bad Gaspy's alive. It could still make more.
Yes.
There is one Bile all the way in the back there.
That is true.
Actually, there's 2. Is him.
I think there's 3. I think that one, and that one.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though.
We need a telestrator.
Yeah. Because I want to be like John Madden.
We could just write on my laptop, and then I'll just be angry.
Yeah, that works. I got a marker.
I think Travis is messaging a ton to you.
No, I think it's me. More drifting, but drifting 1 inch forward, click him in an extra Bile Thrall he wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
Dead. Dead. Oh, maybe not.
Yep. Second. What? Nope, I guess he stays. He's got one more focus. Ooh, he's looking at Darragh Wrathe. 16 on the hill. Gonna roll that hard 8. Hard 8, baby. Get it. Get you some. Nope.
Yeah.
next turn he gets charged some more. I lose my hunter. I lose the rest of my. Yeah.
Yeah, and it drifted 3 inches to 1, which means they'll miss everything.
Yep.
Honestly, with the way her feet works, even though killing Silas was cool, I'd have dominated him up and turned him around, because then I just lose a turn with him. Yeah, go ahead.
Putting an Enliven on his heavy, a good move against anything ever.
Especially against Weapon Master Cryx.
Oh wait, no, not Enliven. Oh no. He ancillary attack to shoot at Tartarus again.
Blow up Jack and be good.
So it's still going to hit him.
They're like the,
Well, he has stealth, so yeah. I mean, he's just getting the blast damage here. I guess he's fishing for these like dice minus 8s.
limit our design space section.
That's a big mistake. He really should have just put Enliven on him.
Not a bad caster. You did. That's the one.
Not that Brian wouldn't be able to trigger Enliven with some piddly ridiculous thing, but
Without the wall, you'd have shot him all dead.
Oh, the Covenant is moving up. Sounded like no knockdown was done.
it did. Though no spells.
No spells would have been probably a better choice.
Because there's nothing he has that does knockdown. It's just, no knockdown is such a no-brainer, force of habit thing that people just do it without thinking about the tactical reasons to or not to do it. Alright, I think he's going to follow my advice here and do Ashes to Ashes. Come on, just right there in the middle of that group.
He's got him face towards that unit. Or he's got him faced towards the middle part, though, instead, it looked like.
Yeah,
I think no spells would have been a better choice, but
definitely. But if he ashes to ashes the
Yeah, Stormwall in her list is really, really good.
if he ashes to ashes the objective,
Very solid siege as well.
I do not see a lot of siege here, but I like it.
that'll be the way to do it because there's a lot of stuff clustered around it.
Nationally this year.
It seems like a good one of those formats.
Yes, he brings something different to the table, which is good.
it worked better for you.
Yeah, because that way we can see the chat and the thing at the same time. All right, buddy. Let's see.
My theory is we're all going to two casters this book, and that's siege in the background of the art. We'll see. Epic Siege and 3 Melee in the same book seems happy for Sigard.
All right, what are you doing here?
It'll be interesting.
Measuring his control. Not sure exactly what he's thinking about doing. He was asking about stealth on the Deathripper that's behind the cloud there. I don't know.
Doesn't
if
have
he's,
stealth, but definitely has.
well, I don't know what the dissonant ashes to ashes if he thinks he can. He's arcing ashes to ashes, trying to get the Deathripper, which is out of range. Yeah. Because I think he's terrified of the Bile Thralls now, and there's that Bile Thrall right next to Deathripper that he wanted to get.
Yeah.
But he really needs to just throw 2 or 3 ashes to right into those Bane Knights, or Bane
Yep.
Thralls.
He's got nothing over there that can really handle them, and those Banes, even though they'll have to charge over rough terrain, are probably going to hit his Revenger.
Yeah.
I suppose he has a knockback shield too, but it's not going to help him that much.
But, yeah. Come on, Brian. Ashes to ashes that objective. No, I don't think it's happening.
I see you found the zone, Zany. I see you found the zone.
They're just in the back of my car.
Why isn't he ashes to ashing that objective? Kill those Bane Thralls. Kill those Bane Thralls.
Well, the good thing is maybe we'll be able to talk to Brian.
Yes. Later, when we record the post commentary, we'll be able to point out this is how learning games go.
So happens that it's being broadcast.
Yeah.
All right, so Holt's moved up next to the Redeemer there. I'm not sure. Oh, he's shooting the one Bane that's there.
Yeah. I'm just depressed that Ashes to Ashes wasn't cast on that objective twice. Or once on the objective and once on one of the Bile. Oh.
Yep.
Oh well. Yeah, he definitely was just single-minded, focused on trying to kill all the Bile Thralls.
Yep. So it looks like Holt's shooting at the Jack there. There's a 6 there. It definitely hit. It would be definitely something I would have. Yeah, I agree with you entirely. It would have been much better to put the ashes into the Banes,
Yeah.
and then maybe have Holt sweep in there and try to swap out
Yeah,
the
maybe.
last couple of the Banes. But all of them would have died to those ashes to ashes.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on how lucky he gets with his tough rolls, it can be irrelevant. But still, you have to try. But again, I'm pretty sure he's just terrified of Bile Thralls now. And so, literally, his entire army has been trying to kill Bile Thralls.
Yep.
But we still have the cleansers to activate. We can see how many Bane Knights he can kill. And if he kills 4 or fewer, then on Brian's turn, everything ever dies.
Yeah.
Like, this is, yeah. once that purge went off, this became such an uphill battle, and he did not do the perfect execution this turn to get up that hill. There's a Haley 2 sitting next to me. I'm so tempted to just break her in half. She always deserves it. Huh?
I am really hungry.
I enjoy your suffering.
We should see if we can have pizza delivered.
Stormclad is still really good on her. I don't know if you have one of those.
Oh, so both fire went out.
Both fires went out. Of course they did.
That's poor.
Did the cleansers? Oh, they must have been fleeing. I'm assuming. Hey, Lewis, ask him if the cleansers were fleeing. All right, the cleansers were fleeing, so that's the worst thing ever. He killed exactly one Bane Knight. He killed exactly one Bane Knight. The worst number of Bane Knights to kill.
No. Yeah, that's the worst. And here they come.
On the bright side, I guess, he didn't give Brian a lot of models to use for his feet.
True.
So do you know the scenario, by the way? This objective is actually back here. You need to put a step in. Friendly zone, dominate for 1. Enemy zone, control 1, dominate 2.
So it looks like Brian started to do damage to the actual objective.
Yep. Yeah.
And I am playing Assyria.
Well, because Gatsby can tow into... Behind that forest, Gatsby can dominate. He can dominate with zero line of sight to him with impunity. Cryx Brian just said, "This is going to hurt. I apologize."
Brian just incorrectly said that he has 108 focus.
I believe he only has 12.
Yeah. So what is Brian doing?
He cast something on. He just cast something on the heavy jack. But he missed. Oh, he hit on the second try. I assume he has. I assume he has.
Parasite.
Parasite. Ryan also just texted me to inform us that he forgot to put Saxon in his list.
Oh.
As we mentioned, those Bane Thralls are not going to enjoy that rough terrain.
Correct. So Dan Mortis just got put over Ion on Holt over there.
Oh, that's a bad sign.
Some more caustic mist clouds are going into play. I'm surprised that Brian didn't move up Gatsby, though, to contest. Or to try to dominate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's a good point. There's no reason... I mean, maybe he's just going to go the old-fashioned way and just murder everything. Because if he's not going to bother wrecking the objective... But of course he's going to wreck the objective. It's right there.
Yeah, it's got Bane Knights that can just take care of it.
Yeah, because he's not feeding this turn, obviously, because Gatsby's done.
Yep.
Oh, well. Yeah, just pointlessly not dominating.
Yeah, so Tartarus is hitting into the jack there. -7 to the armor because he Thresher.
Yeah.
That's one of those factions that's rough the first time you play against them. There's just so many rules. So your big jack didn't have the force field? No, he's the new jack chassis, and they have armor 19 instead of 18, but no.
I'm not entirely sure what his game plan is this turn. I'm not...
I think Brian just wants to take, or Cryx Brian wants to take out as many heavy things as he can, but I'm surprised he didn't move into the zone, though, because he's going to be able to... He should be able to take out that entire
right,
objective.
But I mean, Tartarus charged in there and Threshered on 2 jacks and just did a little bit of damage. I mean, I guess the point is he's not going to get a lot of models on these jacks.
Nate, how does Kane charging something of his own work? If he kills it, does he still get to make range attacks out then, right?
Yeah, even if he doesn't kill it, he gets to make range attacks.
Yeah, so, but oh well. I guess he's going to have his Bane Knights. That might be why he didn't bother to dominate, is the Bane Knights are just going to ignore the objective and charge past it and just try to do a lot of damage to these jacks.
But even then, I mean, why wouldn't you move in, just toe into the zone?
Because you can't dominate while that objective is contesting the zone.
Correct. But I mean,
you're right. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
But if he's ignoring the objective completely, he can't score this turn.
Sure.
So I guess he just didn't bother. But you're right. Even though it's shooting the shark, as we say, there's no reason not to do it, even if it's unlikely to make a difference.
Correct.
Yeah. Bane Thrall needing a 9 to hit Holt. Hits it, of course. And let's see if she flees. She usually doesn't. She doesn't care about that guy. She's fine. Tartarus did indeed curse the Arc Node in the rough terrain, so it's going to hurt.
That's 7, or do you guys get extra points, right? Oh, that's your AD you're putting down for. Where the cards were made me nervous. That's just because everything else they need.
So just doing the standard
Pigs AD. Yep.
And of course his guys aren't being pushed back because he ran one of his Bane Thralls behind the 2 that are actually attacking him.
So all I get to know about Headstones were AD stars. It doesn't tell me anything at all.
So that's 26 total damage, it sounded like, to that Arc Node. So not wrecked, but really, really roughed up. I don't know what systems are out, but he's engaged by 2 Bane Thralls, so he's not doing anything anyway.
Our
Bane Thralls.
our battle report after this is going to be a little odd.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to hit record on the regular camera. So it's going to be a mix of this one and the other one. So 40 minutes into the other one. I cannot believe I forgot that.
Great Jorb to Chort.
Yep. Hey, you know, eventually the third one here will have everything good.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep.
No attacks. She doesn't even have a Zot spell. She has a magic that prevents you from shooting or using special or using.
Yeah. No, it's.
It prevents you from making ranged or magic attacks on a warrior model unit, non-people.
The game was somebody in the chat saying that the game was over when he bunched the cleansers, and that may be true. I mean, the game became a horrifically uphill battle for the Menoth player when the cleansers were thrown away, just because he had never seen Excarnate before. But still, I maintain if he had played his next turn a little smarter, could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Number 1, don't kill 1 Bane Knight. I mean, he killed exactly 1 Bane Knight. That's the worst thing he can do. And number 2, he could have put at least 2, possibly 3 Ashes to Ashes into the Bile Thralls.
Yep.
And that changes a lot.
Oh, you know what I could do is I could actually pull this battle here and just have them re-record over the audio.
Yeah, you don't need to splice in the other one.
Yeah, I'm annoyed. Because the other video is going to look better as well.
Yeah, well, you know,
with the better camera.
You can use it for the second half. Nothing's stopping you.
I'm still really hungry. We need pizza.
So go get pizza.
I'm not going to get pizza during the middle of the cast.
That's all right. That's professionalism. Professionalism. We're a professional podcast.
If Brian would only just put in the knife now.
Yeah, well, I mean, ironically, he has nothing to feat with. I mean, it's... Yeah, I mean, he roughed up a couple jacks. Didn't really kill anything, but... Yeah, he really could have... If there's like there's 3 Bane Knights up there that really didn't do anything. They could have broken that objective. Oh, he still could have dominated the zone with Death Ride.
Yep.
But instead he chose to back up an inch because he didn't kill the objective.
Yep.
But, although it is possible, do you think the Arc Node is towing the corner there?
And by the way, she can shoot off Fury. She can shoot off Fury.
It's really hard to see if that Arc Node is towing the zone.
Yep.
I know the Heavy didn't make it in, but that Arc Node is really close. Yeah, okay, the chat room's agreeing with me that the Arc Node is towing the zone, so...
That's fair. Yeah, Eris 3.
Yeah.
Just like Eris 2 and War Machine, but for hordes.
Yeah, there is an out. I mean,
You know what's actually probably really useful that Brian may have been able to put into his list, as in left Brian.
Protectorate Brian.
Protectorate Brian. Would have been put in Roven.
Yeah, Roman would be good. I mean, Gatsby 2 is a horrifically... This is an amazingly good list. I don't think Sevi 1's bad against it. I think that the Protectorate player, if he had never... This is his first time playing against Gatsby 2, and nobody wins their first time against Gatsby 2.
Correct.
Like, unless you happen to stumble into it while playing Haley 1 or something.
Yeah.
Like, unless you bring his hard counter. But even if he's knowledgeable from the get-go, I think this is a 70-30 matchup in favor of the Cryx player. Maybe 60-40 if you're a really good Protectorate player. I mean, if he had Rupert to tough the cleansers, so that they don't all get excarnated. I mean, he'd have to play really well. If he can deliver all of the attacks and can wipe out the infantry, it can be there, but he has to play perfectly.
Yeah.
And obviously, his first time against a list that he doesn't know what the caster does, you're not going to play perfectly.
Yep.
Instead, you're just going to flail and die and feel sad.
Gatsby 2 you can almost just ride into as well. It's kind of...
Yeah.
He's not that difficult to master. I mean, he's really got that kind of... like any caster you first start off with, too, is if you put him in the wrong place, he'll die. But he's generally can stay pretty safe.
It is hard to put him in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the clouds, you have the Hellbound, you drop your headphones. There you go. Clumsy. Yeah, the cleansers would be really good against Cryx that doesn't have Excarnate Bile Thrall. I mean, I think the Sevi 1 list is a good anti-Cryx list, it's just not a good anti-Gatsby 2 list.
Probably, yep.
Or, as you mentioned, Scabrous. It's not a good 20-inch Bile Thrall purge list.
Sorry.
That's fair.
I realized what I should have done is I should have gone with the pin unit of the Bone Grinders and used that 2 points for Saxon Forage, so I wouldn't have to worry about that.
But more importantly, the Badgers almost won the championship.
Which is why I do think about doing
So that we had that going for us, which was nice.
I should have Saxon on my phone.
Larry Wilmore almost had to wear a nightly to do the nightly show.
Yeah.
So he had to wear a full set of armor.
Hey, we got second. That's the Buzz Aldrin of placings.
Still an amazing thing they did, though. It was pretty cool.
These guys, if you didn't know, have gang, 2 attacks, and while Eris is alive,
All right. Come on, Sevi player.
and I have Crusaders call.
You got this.
No.
He still can do ashes to ashes. He still can spray. He still can kill some stuff.
Was the cleansers recovered?
Yeah, they rallied last turn, it looks like. Never give up, never surrender.
Good luck, Hero.
Although it does look like he just measured the spray off of the Vassal instead of off of the Choir instead of off of the Jack, but the thing is
My
he's
objective is girded and impervious flesh. So things base to base are immune to blast, and it is
So triggers vengeance again.
but this time he's got some stuff.
fuel. Yep. Makes sense. It's pretty good in Horns, as it turns out.
Like if
Also,
he can
if I hit it in melee, I get lit on fire.
yeah.
Tokens and things.
Surviving a spray. What the hell did he roll? Their armor's 16, right? What's the spray, a 12? Goes up to a 15 with Choir and Eye of Menoth? So
Correct.
maybe he just missed? Maybe he missed.
Still kind of hard to miss with your Rat 8.
Yeah.
Rat 8 to hit a 13, you need 5s.
Are they 13s? I thought they're 12s.
They're like speed 6.
Speed
I
7.
think they're 12s.
And she has a
I think so too, yeah.
charge spell. So they
They're going to get to me even if I tower.
they threaten 12 inches. 12 and a half.
But whatever. You can do this.
These guys are 6, 8, 10, threaten 15.
So running
Yeah.
in my 10 inches.
There you go. Get all up in the action. There we go.
I was actually going to try to go up and look at the death clock. Looks like I can't.
Oh, wait a second. That was the one remaining cleanser spraying. That was not the Jack. Okay, I thought that was a Choir member that had moved up behind the Jack. Now he's
No.
choiring his Jacks. There you go.
And there's
So it just
ignore cover concealment spells. Everything.
not to keep drumming the same drum, because this ties into the same thing with the ashes to ashes. He can still recover if he's smart with where his attacks go. He still has a huge volume of attacks. He's got 2 sprayed bots. He's got the Sunburst crew. He's got ashes to ashes. You know, he's got ancillary. He's got all this stuff tied up in melee with battle. I mean, he's got gigantic volumes of attacks. He just needs to aim it correctly. That's good. That should get 2 Bane Knights, Tartarus, and a Witch. That should hit a lot.
So I'm not going to zoom out for the dice rolling, because
You
you're
don't-
not going to
yeah.
be able to read them anyway.
Behind the wall, so I super good.
We'll just keep it here like this.
Yeah, this is a good zoom. We can see better
They can
now.
put us in the picture too.
Hey, you made the chat room go away.
Oh,
The leader model promotes those, so it doesn't matter, right?
It just screws with my
Spreading, yep. Yarp.
sorry. These gens here will run.
I got some fire there.
Set a Jack on fire. Asking whether Bane Knights have reach, not exactly sure why. He sprayed over them. I don't know why they're not just dying.
I don't know if he's just having some horrible dice rolls there, but those 2 Banes should be dead. That Witch should be dead. That Jack should almost be dead too.
I mean, did he...
I mean, that was PAL 15. That's straight damage on the
He
Jack.
might not have finished rolling for the spray yet. I think he was just stopping and thinking about some stuff, because I can still hear his dice rattling. Yeah. So, yeah, he hit Tartarus. He's at +2 damage on Tartarus. So, Tartarus died?
Yep.
There we
It
go.
was a glorious day.
Yeah, he must have missed the Witch and the Bane. That is depressing. But, I mean, he can ancillary it still. Or, I mean, he's got the Heavy Jack, who's mostly crippled, and can just smack it around a little bit. Sunburst Crew's shooting something. I didn't hear what he shot.
Oh, looks like the Jack.
Oh, the Light Jack, yeah.
It might have been something to try to shoot at the guys back here, too.
I now have 10 points in every red list if I want it. The stone, though, is in every list. So you get
Yeah, so, you know.
They don't always need the stone. It's really good.
It's a decent drift. Might kill a couple Bane Thralls.
Assassin doesn't ignore it. And that's scary against, like, against Lilith or something. Like, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Looks like there were some tough guys.
Yeah, first 2 died. Third one toughed. And now he's getting blast damage on his own arc node because it drifted all the way over there.
For mobility and back next surprise prize.
I'm shocked.
Aren't you shocked, sir? You could not see that coming.
I was never prepared for the mobility bat moves.
Yeah, I'm just curious what he's going to do with his Vassal. If he's going to ancillary. I really think that his Heavy should activate first and just try to punch those 2 Banes it's in melee with. I don't know if its weapons are out, but even if they are, with Battle and Eye of Menoth, like, you still like need to roll like a 3 or whatever. Jeremy is close and loud. He's not
Can you
that
hear him
close,
over the
though.
microphones?
He's like 10 feet away from me.
That's a long 10 feet.
He's like
5.
7. We can't quite reach fingertip to fingertip, so I say 7 feet.
You do not have a 4-foot span.
No. That's what I'm saying. Is if I've got 3, and he's got 3, and there was a foot between us, that's 7.
All right. You lost everything that's going on in the battle.
I don't think he did much. He did harmonious exaltation. Like, we would have to put Jeremy in another dimension to not be able to hear him on our headphones.
Pie hole. Shut it.
Yeah.
No.
There's pie? I want pie.
No, your pie hole.
Also, I think we can hear him over their
Yes.
speaker, which is like 12 feet away from him. He's
Yes.
not even coming over our microphone. He's coming over theirs.
Yeah, so I'll do this. Put up the little webcam. So you see that there's a sound barrier behind us. And then behind that is actually where the camera is. The camera that we're listening to that we can hear the guys playing there, we can hear Jeremy through that camera.
Yeah. Because it's Jeremy. Yes.
Because it's Jeremy.
I'm in training to be a felt caller.
All right, Sevy's going now. Sevy's going now. Come on, baby. Let's see those ashes to ashes.
Sure. Range like 12.
Vision on a Repenter. That's sexy.
That seems really dangerous. Do you want to not do that?
Ashes your own objective. You can do it.
Carver and then, like, that's not really good. It's not. You have a unit of bone grinders. They're going to grind my bones to make their
have a terrible sinking feeling he's not going to cast Ashes at all, and I'm going to cry.
It's not like it's the best spell ever.
Come on, baby. Asses to asses.
But it's only the first spell on the card.
Oh. All he did with Sevi was cast Vision.
They're all tough. Pigs are tough. Tough because pigs.
Walks out.
Not sure where Brian's going here.
I don't know. He walked out of melee. Free strike was missed. So now he's going to spray across to get that Bane Thrall and the Bone Chicken. He sprayed over his own Repenter
I'm going to activate the Arcanist.
to get those two guys.
He's going to give a focus to my
And his jack.
Does not, yeah. So he's hitting two of his own models to hit two of Brian's models. Remember what I said about proper utilization of volume of attacks? hitting your own guys does not qualify.
Meanwhile, there's a chicken and all bunch of Banes up there that he could hit.
So many Bane Knights up there,
Yeah.
range all day. I'll boost it.
which he would murder the hell out of.
Wrath 5, meaning a 7. I can kill you and then shoot out, right? That will hit. It also slams him deep 3 inches, because he's a small or medium base. He will slam 3 inches for 3 They both take down 14, so auto touch checks.
But it's possible. I mean, if he's really focusing on the chicken, that could be the continued adventures of being terrified of Bile Thralls. Which, yeah. To be fair, at this point, arc nodes are completely superfluous.
Yeah, I mean, Gatsby could just peek around the corner and go, ha-ha, and then zap, zap, and then pop back.
Yeah, yeah. If it's heavy and activated first and punch those two Banes, and then the Redeemer's able to shoot some stuff, both of those sprays go into the Bane Knights up top. You get an Ashes. You bring Sevi down and have him Ashes into the group of 4 Bane Thralls that are right there between the rough terrain and the impassable rocky terrain. That's a high volume of kills.
I think it's on Brian's turn right now. Cryx, Brian.
No, he still hasn't activated his
Oh, there it goes.
Redeemer, or his heavy.
He's going to give desperate haste to the
Because the heavy's going to come up, he's going to try to free up the Redeemer so that he can shoot at some stuff. Whoa. Crazy with the zoom.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. So,
Caster's going to, before she moves, she's actually going to cast a spell. 2 for IR onto Halberd.
Tord has a good point that by not killing Bane Knights, he forces Brian to waste
And then she will answer
vengeance
Vengeance
attacks
attacks.
because there's not enough things to attack.
in range.
That's kind of like when you
And-
put 3 focus on a jack and it kills something only using 2 of the focus, so
Yeah.
the 3rd focus was a waste. You
Yeah.
feel like a loser.
And you're also not feeding Brian's feet.
Yeah. He's starving Gatsby out.
I assume you know this, but they are stealth.
He's murdering the crap out of this chicken. Chicken's got 1 hit point left.
Probably has his movement, so he's still defense 15.
Probably, but
They are all base to base.
It looks like it's his movement, too,
Don't get targeted by things.
on the card.
yep. Go, Redeemer, go.
So he has vision, so he can see Gatsby now.
Huh?
Vision, you can see him, right?
No, vision is the first thing that your first damage roll doesn't hit you. It doesn't hurt.
Oh,
So that one spray bot is immune to the first thing that hits it.
well, it's okay.
You know what would have been better than casting vision?
Maybe something called Ashes to Ashes.
Maybe an Ashes to Ashes.
Through his arc node that he can cast through when engaged.
Right, because it's the Blessing of Vengeance.
Yes, but he doesn't have the Blessing of Vengeance.
No, instead he has 2 extra choir members.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, that's fine, but it's just he didn't even need the Arc Node. You know, he could have come south himself, parked out by the what do they call it? Sunburst crew, and he could have just done it the old-fashioned way.
He's going after.
Or again, he could have. What's he doing? He's shooting Darragh.
Officer, 5 hits. That'll hit. 60 kill. That is enough.
More misses.
Really? This guy and the next one that's not.
Drifting onto a Bane Thrall. That's nice. Drifting on a double axis.
Yep, that's axes.
That's double axis. If you kill him, that's sexy.
This is not going.
Come on, hot dice.
This guy onto him. No. This guy onto the not knocked down one. There it is. 6 to kill. No.
No, does not hurt double axis. Sevi's camping.
6 to hit.
I don't know.
Hypo miss.
It only looks like a couple.
Dice ever.
I'm gonna go peek.
I thought I was going to make a lot of bacon, but wow.
December Strengthers just went to town and killed one pig.
I tough checked once. I whiffed a million times.
Sevi is camping 2. Dose. Also, my brain melted because the table is the opposite direction as our screen, so I was confused by who. Like, I looked up and the wrong Brian was closer to me. Huh?
That's right.
No, like, if you go stand at the end of the table, Giese is on your left.
Yeah.
But on our screen, Giese is on the right.
Yeah.
Because the camera's on the other end. I'm just saying my
Yeah.
brain was not ready for the table.
Oh,
I was
okay.
expecting the other way around.
Don't drink and go look at table.
Point is, Sevi is camping 2.
Gaspy is.
Death to the unbelievers. Silas is going to run up behind his girlfriend.
I think all the Biles are all behind the wall back there, so I don't think they can actually get up to him.
I think that one is in front of the wall.
But I don't think he can get up to Sevi, though.
No.
Yeah. That is true. It's a good motto to have. We're going to
Yeah, he would. If he put it basically right up there in the middle of the zone, death road up 1, and then the walk the 5 and purge 6, he could get A, but not a lot.
they do every one.
I mean, Sevi's defense is not particularly good, so what can also happen is just 2 feated Bane Knights kill him.
Yeah, that's true.
Hell, Sevi's not within an inch of that wall. He could shoot Sevi with Excarnate.
No, he can't.
Sevi's immune to spells?
Yes.
That's right. I forgot. As soon as I said it, I knew it was wrong. I'm glad you were here to remind me.
Hey,
Non-charge attack.
Listen, what do I look like, a judge?
Hey, I killed one. This guy gets no attacks. This guy here, charge attack. Hits with an 8.
Yeah, Sevi's 14-14, or 14-16 with the camp. And Curse is gone. He also might just kill everything else instead. Yeah, and Sevi didn't even feat. I don't know what he's saving the feat for. Yeah, if he'd feed it at least, you know, then the Excarnate threat's off the table.
yep.
Because I don't believe that Deo Mortis did very much this turn.
This turn he only just got hold.
Yeah, so he got 1 soul off of it.
Yep.
Okay, so that's that unit. They are done. Halberdiers are currently speed 8. They're going to use
Looks like the Bane Thralls are charging in.
Yep. Gonna finish off the Arc Node. Gonna try to kill Ayana. I believe one got onto the Redeemer.
All right, glad I could help. I've got a couple of handkerchiefs. Oh yeah, just wrap them up. So I'll just grab a card box from Sounds like a plan. This guy does not get reformed, but he's part of the unit. Spells targeting.
Brian throwing dice around. Yeah.
There's a very dead Arc Node.
My one offensive shot might be a little short.
So I'm surprised he didn't. I don't know if he maybe missed Ayana.
Yeah, he must have. I know he missed Iris. I didn't see him roll on Ayana, but
Gun mages when they push D3 against large base, it goes D3. Power attack pushes our. Yeah, slams are half, John. Slams are half.
alright, sorry. Rules questions. What did I miss? Are things dying?
No, I was actually paying attention to the question you're answering. So,
So neither of us know what just happened. That's
Nope.
fine. The answer is nothing good for the Protectorate player. That's going to always be the answer right now. Every turn, he has less and less of a chance to salvage it, and every turn the way he can salvage it is the same way, and every turn he hasn't done it.
ashes to ashes, maybe?
He's playing against an infantry swarm. He has ashes to ashes, and he's cast it 0 times. It is infuriating.
Is against Cryx. You can just blow all your focus because they're not going to try to kill you anyway. They're killing your army. Just spend
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
And he can't spell assassinate you because you're playing Sevi 1.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Sevi... Yeah, it's... I'm broken record. Broken record.
Broken record is broken. Oh, looks like Brian passed the time over. Oh, no, he's still going.
No,
Okay.
he's just grabbing his dice. He's got so much stuff still to do. Those Bane Knights haven't activated yet. They're going to charge and kill those Redeemers. Or Repenters, rather. Gaspy hasn't done anything. This turn is just going to be a whole bunch of, finishing things off. Oh, the witches went in there and killed Ayana. We will definitely give Menoth Bryan some useful feedback after the match, both immediately and then also, of course, we're going to do the post-commentary recording, and I think the post-commentary recording will be just as much of a broken record as our during-the-game commentary has been. But, I mean, that's the good thing about games like this, is that, he's learning a lot. He's definitely learned Excarnate Bile Thrall. If anything, he's learned it too much, because he's
definitely afraid of it.
He's definitely afraid of it. He's been throwing attack after attack after attack against the Bone Chickens and against the Biles instead of against the Bane Thralls that are now killing all of his jacks. What's happening here? Oh, is this, what just happened?
Gaspy has moved up.
And, yeah, he's placing Banes. It is feet turn.
We'll be trying to do this every week. We did one last week. The audio was disaster. This week it's even more disaster because I forgot to record on the regular camera.
Well, for the live stream, that's not a disaster, though.
Yeah.
So the plan is to do the live stream on Wednesdays at 7-ish, and then do post-commentary recording and release it, sometime within the following... probably over the weekend, depending on when people can get together. But,
Yep.
it'll depend. And so you'll have both versions, the live commentary and the post-commentary. And then are you releasing the live commentary versions onto YouTube and whatnot as well?
Yeah, those will be released as well.
Yeah, so they'll both be available after the fact.
If they're not plagued with issues, like this one should be going up just fine. But
Yeah.
the one before this
Oh, yeah, that
was
one
plagued with issues. So it's live on the Streamcast if you want to see it, but it'll go away after 2 weeks is up.
Yeah, and then this. Oh, excuse me, yawn. This game is just people playing their own lists. The plan is to, once we polish out the kinks, actually plan ahead, is to have these be the viewer submitted poop or potato lists that we'll be trying out. Last week actually was 2 listeners submitted lists. So although the live commentary was disastrous and that was terrible, did you end up doing the post commentary on Monday?
Post commentary is done. I just have to build it. I have to do some things with some video to make it work.
So that's the plan. Is listener submitted lists, do live stream on Wednesday, and then released post commentary cleaned up version sometime within the following week of that. And so you'll have both versions. And then, depending on who plays the lists, have commentary about the lists on the podcast as well.
No. We'll just do it all in.
Just do it all separate, so
all
not
separate.
even bring it up on the podcast?
No.
Completely separate. So poop or potatoes is completely separate from Crippled System.
Yeah, we could
As far as
glance
the actual,
over it. We can glance over them. I mean, if we have some. But
no need.
We don't need to have too much. It's basically we're also then talking about one game 3 different times.
Right.
The Arsenal dude, yep, still defense 14, eating 9.
Oh, yeah. Just a whole bunch of stuff is being charged. Missed the Vassal. Good job, Dodgy Vassal.
They lift them on fire.
Oh, and look, Gatsby is all behind
Must
the
be
clouds.
teleported back behind the clouds, yes. What a surprise.
She did burn pretty colors. And then black. Mostly black. She turned into ash. I guess white.
Like magnesium's the only thing that burns white. Sorry, I studied the chemistry of colors in college because I was not
Yeah, feeded to blow up the Heavy Jack. And then the actual unit of Bane Knights will probably blow up the lights up there. It's his... Deathripper just biting an objective, because why not?
And they're still stealth.
Now I'm wishing I'd brought him over this way. But I figured with everything you had going on.
I did have a lot going on over here. That's true.
Irish dying to fight.
Yeah, I managed to kill her. I thought I had her far enough back. I had her almost far enough back.
Yeah.
If she'd been like an inch further, she'd been out of range.
And then Brian was smart, because we talked about how vision works. He had one guy that went less than 3 inches, and one guy that more than 3 inches. And so the one that went less than 3 inches hit first, which triggers vision. Because vision, it isn't like the first time you're damaged, it gets ignored. Vision, the first time you're hit, they don't roll damage.
Yep.
And so there's no, maybe it gets through armor, maybe it doesn't. And so it pinged it. It's kind of like doing Enliven, except Enliven, you do have to actually do the damage.
Correct. So somebody asked what the objectives they're using. I know Brian's used the one that gives cover.
Sure, because
Over in
Gatsby likes cover.
Or Crispy. Cryx picked cover, the Valor one. I don't know what Protectorate picked for his.
If he spends his focus so he can't put up the clouds, he can have cover and Hellbound. I mean, that's safe.
That one's called a bunker.
It's quite possible that Protector Brian doesn't actually have a specific objective.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what objective he would use in this particular list.
Possibly fuel.
Yeah, possibly fuel just because of the sheer number of jacks he has. I'm going to go pee, and on my way back, I might ask.
All right. You're going to leave me to broadcast? What the heck?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, it looks like they both are using bunker.
No CMA or anything.
They CRA under carbon.
I'm by myself.
Sorry, I'm slow. No, I was saying Andy because he's all by himself.
So it looks like Protector Brian's clock is starting to roll down too. He's got about 5 minutes left on his timer. And Brian's got 24 minutes. Cryx Brian does. So it's definitely not looking very good. Yeah, so I have no idea why he's even casting Hellbound, but might as well have it up. Who knows? But so maybe.
Because I mixed up the names for a second. Because the Protector one's doing Bunker, which is the one that takes 1 die less against ranged attacks.
Correct.
Which is useless against this particular army. Because I don't believe Brian has any ranged attacks.
He does. Bile Thralls.
Bile Thralls. That's true. It's 1 dice damage on the purges. And Bunker's a low defense. You can just spray on that.
7 up to a 9.
5 to hit. Dead.
This guy melee attack here, Matt's
8 to hit.
Or I can put my head on my hand too.
Foul.
Oops.
What? Why are you starting Battle.net? Are you playing Diablo 3 while we're trying to do commentary?
There's a miss.
Don't play. Go away, World of Warcraft.
I was trying to click onto the chat room,
Sure.
and then I just, by habit, I clicked onto the Battle.net symbol.
All right.
The-
SB2 Sevi 1.
Yep.
All right. For the love of God, ashes to ashes.
Please cast Ashes.
We'll go with Boss Man. He's going to go ahead.
Cast his things.
Yeah, cast his things. This is going to go ahead and advance.
Yes. You have your psychopath face. Oh, Lord.
This unit's not. These two guys are.
I don't even have commentary. I'm just staring intently, hoping he casts Ashes to Ashes this turn. That's all I can do.
That's what I'm doing. I'm hoping.
I assume that's it.
Yeah, more than a 2.
He is armor 20.
So he's
I hope he kills exactly 1 Bane Knight again. Oh, there's 1 Bane Knight killed.
Woo.
He is armor 11 against the 6. 7. So 5 hits.
Yeah. Swing that flail. Melee, melee.
And then
Or
this
miss.
guy-
Missing works too.
This guy's armor 20, so unkillable. This guy, I think it actually originates in his back arc.
We're down to a minute 30.
Huh?
Down to a minute 30.
Oh, on his death clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically the unit leader, so I will promote.
Alright. I just... Sometime within the next minute and 16 seconds, I just want to hear the words, I cast Ashes to Ashes. That's all I need to hear. Yeah. That I'll call that a moral victory, if he figures that out by the end of the game.
Maybe you should send Jim over there.
No, let's
Yeah, measured attack. Oh, yeah, he's got it. So he moves 8, and then he's at pretty much max range.
Friday TV.
Alright, Sunburst unit Darragh Wrathe.
Okay.
Misses again. He has missed that guy like 6 times. Which is crazy because he's got to be rat 8? Yeah, he's rat 8. So needing 6s. He needed an 8 the first round, but the other 2 times he only needed 6s and missed them both, depressingly enough.
We're coming down to the final seconds here.
Yeah, at this point he's just happy for the clock because it means that the suffering has ended. Just say it. Just say Sevi activates cast ashes to ashes. Do it for me. Yeah, I mean that hill and that forest in the double clouds was always going to be terrible.
All right.
All right. Well, that's that game. The Sunburst would have made his points toward, I think, if he had shot other things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's AoE 4, if I recall correctly, and there were a couple times where Bane Thralls were within an inch of the objective. So you shoot the objective, and you have that Eye of Menoth blast damage. You know, it's again, he didn't throw anything against the Bane Thralls.
Yeah.
He shot at random other things. It was all about target. It was all about target preference. It was just bad target selection.
Yep. All right, so we'll call it quits.
Oh yeah, call it quits. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Hopefully we'll have some other people doing commentary so Nathan and I can actually get in a game.
Yeah, I would like to play a game. We'll see.
Yep. All right, thanks. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.